prepared Noah for the flood. God gave Noah specific instructions.
Yeah.
God had a game plan, which could be defined as a strategy worked out in advance, especially in sports, politics, or business.
Yeah.
God was the coach and Noah was the player.
Yeah.
To others, Noah probably looked like a hypocrite until it started to rain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
After all,
Looking crazy.
he was building an ark on dry land.
On dry land.
What God has for
Wow.
you,
Boom.
it is for you. Sometimes your faith will make you look like a fool.
Wow.
Other people may not understand
Wait.
why you are doing what you are doing. You might not understand why you are doing what you are
Yeah,
doing.
this
That's
is
right.
true.
But because you have faith in God, you can be assured that by doing exactly what He tells you to do,
Yeah.
all things are going to work together for your good.
Amen.
It's true that even as Christians, we do have our doubts. After all, we are all sinners.
Mm-hmm.
We all make mistakes. All children do wrong at one point in their childhood stage.
Yeah.
At least one point. We are all called children of God for a reason. However, we should never let our doubts overpower our trust.
Mm-hmm.
I have one question. By a show of hands, how many of you have ever taken public transportation anywhere?
Amen.
Where are some of these places you've taken?
Yeah.
Any vacations? Work?
Yes.
Work, yeah, work, yeah.
Museums.
Downtown museum.
Downtown.
Yeah.
Shopping.
School, bus.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah, that's probably translated. Everywhere. Wow.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
That train.
I can definitely speak about myself when I say that some people become so comfortable while in public transportation that they can fall asleep, stay on their phone, stare into space, or do all of the above. My mom and I are privileged to work the same hours blocks away from each other. We ride the metro together every morning and every evening. She can personally tell you that I'll have my music blasting the entire time. She would try to talk to me, and sometimes I'll pause my music with an attitude just to stare at her.
What are you doing, right?
The same way we can put our trust in a bus driver, a train
right.
conductor,
That's
a
right.
ship captain, a pilot, or a Lyft or an Uber driver that we don't
That's a
know,
sucker punch.
is the same way we should be able to put our full trust in God,
Playing dirty.
who we do know, to do all things He says He can do
Yeah.
in our lives.
Yeah.
He knows the plans He has for our life.
Yeah.
We may not know what He's doing or why He's doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but we can be assured that it's all a part of His plan for our lives.
Amen.
There's absolutely nothing too hard for God. In a split second, He can reposition us from praying for it to parading it.
Yes.
Yes. Say that one more time.
In a split second, He can reposition us from praying for it to parading it.
Wow.
Yes.
That's right.
One more time.
It's major.
He can reposition us from praying for it to parading it.
Wow.
Amen.
Continuing on to
That is
verse
so amazing.
16. Then the men rose up from there and looked down toward Sodom, and Abraham was walking with them to send them off. The Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham what I'm about to do? Since Abraham will surely become a great and mighty nation, and in him all the nations of the earth will be blessed. For I have chosen him so that he may command his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, so that the Lord may bring upon Abraham what he has spoken about him. Again, verse 19 says, For I have chosen him so that he may command his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, so that the Lord may bring upon Abraham what he has spoken about him. This is basically saying that before you can receive God's blessing, you have to do what He wants you to do, or be where He wants you to be.
That's right. Place.
In this verse, we see that Abraham has to live according to God's will in order to receive His blessing. The Lord is basically saying Abraham has to do what I have told him to do so that he may receive His blessing. In order to receive the Lord's blessings in our lives, we must first live the way He has called us and commanded us to live. We won't receive His blessings by living however we decide we want to live.
That's right.
Moving on to verse 20, it says, And the Lord said, The outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin is exceedingly great. I will go down now and see if they have done entirely according to its outcry, which has come to me, and if not, I will know. Then the men turned away from there and went toward Sodom, while Abraham was still standing before the Lord. Abraham came near and said, Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there were 50 righteous within the city.
Yeah.
Will you indeed sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous Far be it from you to do such a thing, to slay the righteous with the wicked,
Right.
so that the righteous and the wicked are treated alike. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth deal justly? So the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare the whole place on their account. And Abraham replied, now behold, I have ventured to speak to the Lord, although I am but dust and ashes. Suppose the 50 righteous are lacking 5. Will you destroy the whole city because of 5? And he said, I will not destroy it if I find 45 there. He spoke to him again and said, suppose 40 are found there. And he said, I will not do it on account of the 40. Then he said, oh, may the Lord not be angry, and I shall speak. Suppose 30 are found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, now behold, I have ventured to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there. And he said, I will not destroy it on the account of 20. Then he said, oh, may the Lord not be angry, and I shall speak only this once. Suppose 10 are found there. And he said, I will not destroy it on account of the 10. As soon as he had finished speaking to Abraham, the Lord departed, and Abraham returned to his place. In this passage, we see that Abraham is bargaining with God, going back and forth with God about justice. Again, verse 25 says, far be it from me to do such a thing, to slay the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous and the wicked are treated alike. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth deal justly? In my early preparation for this evening, I had to ask myself why Abraham was questioning God. At first, I thought he probably had a bad intention. However, since then I came to the realization that Abraham's conversation with God is not a way of questioning God on his actions and how moral his actions may or may not be. This conversation with God is based on the idea of Abraham questioning his justice because he knows that God isn't a God who punishes the righteous.
Right.
He knows that God is a just God. We see that even in his bargaining, he still has a humble spirit. Looking back at verse 27, Abraham says, now behold, I venture to speak to the Lord, although I am but dust and ashes. Regardless of our intentions when going to God in prayer, one thing we should always remember is that God himself knows right from wrong. He doesn't need our help in making just decisions. It's not our responsibility to remind him. We're the ones who need to be reminded.
Wow.
The Lord doesn't need our help in making his decisions. He just needs for us to trust him. When God says he's going to do something, we don't need to create a plan B.
That is so good.
That's right. That's
No
right.
plan B.
Abraham started by asking God if he would destroy the city if he found 50 righteous people there. Until he got to the point where he asked God if he would destroy the city if there were only 10 righteous people there. Lastly, I want to point out that verse 33 mentions that after the Lord, finished speaking to Abraham, the Lord departed. The Lord went away from Abraham and not the other way around. May we be reminded that Lot's family was still in Sodom. Looking deeply into this verse, it can be inferred that if the Lord hadn't gone away after he finished speaking with Abraham, Abraham probably would have continued to bargain to an even lower number.
Yeah.
Perhaps to the number of people in Lot's family. He may have wanted to be sure that because they were living righteously, that they would have been saved. However, this takes us back to the idea that the Lord will do things according to his will and not according to ours.
Yes.
Sometimes we need to just sit back and say, God, I have no idea where you're taking
That's
me,
right.
but I trust you.
I trust you. I trust you.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way.
Yes.
God isn't asking us to figure it all out. He's asking us to trust that he already has. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that God causes all things to work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. As I conclude, if we don't take away anything else from this lesson, we should take away this. If we live righteously and according to not our own will, but according to the will of God, he will bless us in his own time.
Yes, you will.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
Wonderful.
Amen.